Welcome to episode 68. I got here my man, Christian. Hey, how are you, man?
Good, Ivan, man. I'm good, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Let the listeners and audience a little bit know about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Christian McNish. I was not too long ago. I was an athlete, so I've been doing martial arts my whole life. I was taught by my
Oh,
dad. I was on the Olympic Tae Kwon Do team for about 9 years, where we trained, competed all around the world. And then something happened to me. I had a little injury until quite recently, which I stopped. And now I'm just trying to put my energy into other goals and other things that I'm trying to create. So
amazing, amazing. Wow, that's cool. So let's just talk about like how growing up was for you, like any struggles or hardships.
so growing up, I'm from East London, so a place called Newham, and that if you ever Googled what that about Newham, it's where the Olympics was, but it's not the
Oh, okay.
it's not the best place to grow up. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of crime, especially among youth and whatnot, stabbings. Like for example, people in my class when I grew up, some of the people have been killed, some people in jail, some people just gone down the wrong path. So it was just about not going down that route. And I was lucky enough to have a dad who took me away from that. I was always training and doing stuff while other my friends were doing other things, which may not have been the most productive or good to be doing. But I'm just fortunate. At the time, you didn't see it. You think, oh, I want to go with my friends, but it helps you out, man. So
Yeah, you weren't in the crowd, so it just being doing something else, even though it didn't seem like much, but
yeah,
just
even
getting
though
out of that crowd.
I was hated it. I was like, oh, I want to go with my friends, man. I want to go get some girls or something, but I didn't see it till later that was just a blessing. Yeah, man. I'm fortunate. I'm grateful.
Yeah, so how did you start? Like, how did your dad help?
So my dad was kickboxing world champion himself, and from young he dragged me down the gym. At first I wanted to go. I loved it. I always wanted to be a part of it, but then when you get to a certain age, maybe 10, 12 years old, you just don't want to do it anymore. You just want to quit. You're just like, this is boring. But I had no choice. My dad would say to me, oh, Christian, you want to come training today? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm playing PlayStation. He's like, go get your stuff. So just like, at the end of it, I just accepted what he told me to just go and train. And then over time, it just took me to places where I didn't think I'd ever be. So, yeah, man.
Well, take us through that journey, if you don't mind.
So I did kickboxing from about 4 years old to 16. So in that time, I won junior European Championships,
Four
junior
years
world.
old, did you say?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so yeah, so I won junior championships, world championships as a kid, and then out of the blue, I went into taekwondo system, so I got basically a mail in the post, and they were looking to recruit new fighters. And kickboxing is not an Olympic sport, so in the end, cutting a long story short, I ended up joining the team when I've never watched anything. I didn't even know about it, and then during that time, I was able to beat some of the top fighters in my weight category. I was able to win European championships, Grand Prix
Wow.
medals. I didn't get to
Dang.
go and win a world championship because my career was cut short because I had a little head injury. But yeah, man, I did for what for for what I believe in. I did well, and I always believed I was the best. So that was the main
Yeah,
thing,
that's
having that
that's yeah,
mindset.
that's amazing mindset. Yeah. So, like growing up, did you have any limiting beliefs about yourself, or like I'm not good enough, or anything of those sorts?
Now that you say that, not good enough. I think as a kid, you're a bit. I used to get scared when I fought. So I remember in training, I used to always go with a guy or a kid who's probably about 2, 3 years older than me. My dad would put me in sparring, and every single time my nose would be busted every time without fail. Bleeding nose, bleeding nose. And I just used to remember crying. My dad would just hold my nose. Oh, you always get hit in the face. I'm just like, oh, come. But then as you progress and you get better, your mind starts to shift into more of an adult mentality. So then you start believing yourself a lot more. And then after, everything was just a lot smoother then. And then as I transitioned into my other careers in sport, for me, I'd already had that mindset from my dad. My dad would always call me champion. Yeah, you're right, champion. You're champion, and you may not think about it, but it's
Subconsciously.
subconsciously it's installing that into your mind. And I think I just had that from my dad, and then over time I read certain books and whatnot, and that's what really just programmed my mind. And then from there, it was just almost as if nothing could stop my belief system.
Dang, dang. Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you have that person or that mentor just pounding you in that like positive mindset and just putting you in that, it's crazy. Wow,
Yeah, and
that's
sorry,
super.
with that as well, I always, apart from that, I didn't feel like I had many limiting beliefs. I think what the limited belief around me was my environment. So sometimes maybe some of my families had limiting beliefs, like members or
Mm,
even the people around me. And just when for example, there was a story when I said to my one of my sisters, "Oh, when I'm older, I'm gonna be a millionaire," and she was just like, "Do you know how hard it is to be a millionaire?" And I
mm,
didn't think much of it at the time, but I was just like, that was just showing a difference in mentality that I had, and even until now,
mm.
I've always remembered that story. And it's all, if you believe you can do something and you really wanna go for it, then you can get it. You know what I'm saying? It's just people need to
Yeah,
learn
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So how did you get the injury? What happened? Like career?
So it's a bit of a unlucky story, to be honest. I was literally at home. I remember making a drink or something just on the weekend. No one was there, and then I
Yeah.
remembered feeling like I needed to sit down. And then after that, I remember getting on the floor and my head was hurting. I was like, oh,
No.
have I got some COVID headache or something at the time? I was thinking it was around that time. So I remember lying down, and then when I checked my head, it was still hurting. It was blood, and then I actually had my friend take me to the hospital, and then I had 2 weeks where I was out of training, and then after that, a couple months later, I started getting headaches, and then from there, I just had scans, and they found out that I had like brain edema, so it was just basically brain damage. So it's like so
Ooh.
unfortunate, but I was just like, you know what, this is a message from God telling me
Yeah,
to put
yeah.
my energy elsewhere. And yeah, man, for me, the risk in that sport as well, it was just like the risk to reward ratio. I just thought, you know what, let's leave it there, man.
Oh, wow. So what are you doing right now?
So right now, I'm in the process of just building my business. So I do Instagram business, and I do a couple other things as well. So I still coach a bit in taekwondo, kickboxing, just to give back in some way to the
Oh,
new
wow.
fighters coming up, or just people just to instill some sort of belief in some of these kids. You know what I'm saying? And then as well, I do other stuff like crypto and just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm a bit everywhere with that kind of stuff.
So how did you get into the Instagram business? What started that for you?
Um, for me, I read a book, so Rich Dad Poor Dad. Probably loads of people have heard about it, but after I read that book, it said something. He said something in it saying that the more you teach, or if you educate, there's that same loads will come back to you. It was something along the lines of that. And I just felt everything I learned, I felt obliged to share something or share some of what I learned with others and inspire them in some way. You know what I'm saying? And this was actually before that whole thing with my head happened. But I was just after I actually thought I'd quit it. And then when that happened, I just thought, you know what, I've got nothing else to lose now. I've got to put my energy elsewhere. And that's when I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go hard at this and yeah, man.
Oh, okay. So you have like a supporting family who helps you with this dream as well?
For sure. To be honest, even nowadays, they still don't kind of know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
learned as well to keep some things yourself
Yeah, yeah.
because
And
I
just
remember I used to
keep
go
doing
for
the work.
yeah, I used to tell people a lot of what I'm doing and whatnot. And sometimes I wouldn't complete a lot of the things I was doing. So people would just think, oh, this guy's going to start it and not finish it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, you know what,
Don't bring your energy down. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
so I just literally, most people don't even know that I do it. Even my friends sometimes don't know what I'm doing. So I just try and keep it on the low and build in silence. I feel like that's the best way. And when people ask you less questions, it's like I just feel more comfortable just keeping it to myself. Unless you really
Mm.
know me and you're my friend and we're on the same kind of level about what we're trying to achieve, then I'll share it with you. But if not, I'd rather just keep it to myself, to be honest.
Yeah. So, what's like the end goal? Like, what's your 10-year plan? Or
10-year plan, like anyone, I'm just trying to build that
yeah,
wealth for myself, but then to help other people. At the end of
mm,
the day, I feel like you can have all the money in the world, but with that, who are you helping? What lives are you changing? What communities are you building? So the end goal, once I've created what I've done for myself, it's just about giving back to other people. Not just giving them like money or anything, but giving them education, helping them learn how to fish for themselves. So that's the main thing.
wow, amazing. And in your own words, what would you say being limitless or that mindset means to you?
I just think it means that anything you put your mind to, anything you truly believe in, once you have that limitless mindset, nothing can stop you from getting there. If you really put that actionable steps towards it and have some sort of plan, then there's nothing that can stop your dreams from becoming a reality. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. And like you said, when you get limitless, just who's gonna stop this, man? It's only you. It's
Yeah,
you
and then
against you at the
yeah,
end of the day.
yeah. So, what would you say, like, not to have those limiting beliefs in childhood? If you
Say that again.
so, how have you helped those kids in coaching not to have these limiting beliefs?
Okay, so sometimes I've hear I might show them a technique and they're like, oh, this is too hard, I can't do it. Even some guys saying they can't. I remember this kid, he's 15 years old. He couldn't do like 4 pull-ups or something. He's like, oh, I can't do it. I was like, don't say I can't do it. Say I can. If you say I can't, you're stopping yourself from getting there. That's a limiting belief. So never say I can. Say I can't. Say I can. And that's one of the biggest things I say. And just I literally told him sometimes this. I may be teaching you how to throw a certain kick or punch, but these things are these principles, discipline and whatnot, they're gonna help you out through life. So apart from the gym, outside of that, you're gonna be able to anything in life you can achieve if you really put your mind to it.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Christian.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having me on
Thank
here
you
as
for
well.
listening to episode 68, Taking Actionable Steps Towards Your Dreams, with Christian McNish.